So I request Mr. Pramod Kumar Rai to present his ideas, present his experience.
Thank you, Mr. Kadam. Thank you, Mr. Narasimhan, for setting the context. You have actually made my job very easy. Most of the practical tips that I was about to share with the audience or my fellow professionals has already been elucidated by you, and very well. And you have also uh, given a perspective on how to interpret all the three circulars that are there. As we speak, many companies would have already concluded their AGM virtually, and we can already see the diverse practices followed by all those companies across the board, whether it is Britannia, whether it is HUL, whether it is DIC, whether it is Nestle. So we have number of diverse practices already which we are seeing nowadays. Uh, Whosoever has gone through this experience may agree that this is a tectonic shift in the manner in which AGMs are conducted. Uh, from the job of a complete company secretary or company secretarial department, 90% of the activities have moved on the electronic platform, and therefore the significance of information technology and their role has become very important in the conduct of virtual AGMs. Some of the key factors that we identified, obviously, for the first one is the to ensure that there is a regulatory compliance. The other is the use of platform, which gives seamless interface, as Mr. Narasimhan elucidated that the platform has to be good. So it should provide a proper interface, as well as it should meet to the regulatory requirements, because people will be participating across various different countries, states, and from distant places. So we have to ensure that broadband connectivity is good, internet connectivity is good, so on and so forth, as far as technology platform is concerned. Third is how to facilitate those members who want to speak at the AGM. This is a very vital link, as it has been already said, that it is the AGM for the investors, for the shareholders. This is the platform where shareholders have to be given all facilities so that they are able to speak at the AGM. So this is one important factor that we thought we have to take care of it. Then you go to rather than just meeting the investors facilitation, we have to meet their expectations as well. We go beyond the regulations. We ensure that better governance is followed while we are addressing to the shareholders requirements. Lastly, how we facilitate members in the e-voting process who are participating at the AGM. This is very tricky because during the AGM they have opened one window, and there is a need to provide a facility on the face of the screen where they can go and e-vote. So these were the 5 factors we started with, and just I will share some of the details around it. Like, for example, we started very early discussing about how the IT department becomes integral part of the entire AGM exercise, and we have a cross-functional team right from the beginning. Almost everything has to be done much before even the notice is finalized. So this is very obvious thing that there is a new factor, which is technology, which comes in. It is not just technology intensive, but it is just technology dependent as well. Then you should know what you are expecting from the AGM, and you should build your expectation around. You should choose the platform very early. You should discuss with the third-party service provider the facilities that you want, whether you want the screen in one way or the other, whether you want all the directors to be part of the screen, or you want all the time, or you want only the presenter to be on the screen, whether you want to give that importance to the investor or the member who wants to speak, so he is coming next to the chairman when he is speaking. So this all can happen only much before we even start working on the AGM. The most important thing is the familiarization with the technology. Everybody must be very familiar with the technology, and the practice and rehearsal on the live platform is much more important than any other activity, as this is as a disconnection of the chairman or the company secretary or any of the directors lead to many technical issues that that may occur during the time of AGM. Then the Pandora box opens up. Like it is like an unconventional, it's like a traditional, it's not like a traditional attendance of the AGM. You don't know the number of participants, the number of members who are going to log into the system. Then you don't know how many speakers will be registering for speaking at the AGM. You don't know what kind of emails will be received and what kind of questions are to be received. You don't know how these shareholders will be speaking for how much time. We have seen in the traditional AGM people speak for 7 minutes, 6 minutes. We don't have time. But do we need to build a time, like for example 3 minutes, 5 minutes maximum, and then we communicate to the shareholders who intend or who write to the company and want to pre-register for the AGM? One more thing which is very important is prepare a detailed event flow. Never take a chance with the event flow, and align with the registrar, aligned with the scrutinizers, aligned with the with your e-voting service provider, and align with the VC service provider. The event flow should be very clear to the moderators, as the importance of moderator is much here. What we did is we divided the role of the moderator in two parts. One was handling the technology, on the other side the one who was handling the communication box or the chat box, what we say in general terms. So we had split the role of two moderators separately, because during the dry runs we realized that it is too much for one moderator to handle the technical aspects, the connection with the pre-registered speakers, and then also handling the question and answers. So we divided these two roles separately. Then the most important thing is laying out the sequence of events in a step-by-step way, describing who will do what at every time during the AGM, and circulate to all stakeholders very early on. All the testings and rehearsal must incorporate every step that you are going to follow during the AGM. Then the most important part is use the same script for all dry runs and rehearsals. For example, when to sequence the speaker, when to sequence the answers for the email, when to answer the question box, how the chat box will be handled, and also transition between directors and chairman. Like for example, if chairman is not speaking, he has authorized some other directors to speak. So how you toggle between the screens, wherein the director who is speaking comes on the screen, and the investor who is asking the question. So these are practical things that we have to do everything before even the start of the AGM, and agree upon with the third party service provider. The most important another thing is link for the directors, speakers, and the shareholders. These links has to be secure links. In our case, what they have done, they have created different links and they have combined all the links before the start of the AGM. So there was a screen that was visible, that was actually one screen which was separately developed. Speaker's screen was separately developed. Everything was merged on the date of AGM just before the meeting. So everybody knows that the connection is secure. In addition to that, you may invite certain management people to be part of the AGM. You should ensure that they are given a separate invite and they are not counted for the purpose of quorum. Having said that, you have to ensure that auditors and the auditors and other directors are given a separate link, and that has to be counted. For example, auditors, there is a legal requirement to ensure that auditors do attend the AGM and they are sent an invite. So we have provided the links of the auditors through NSDL, but the management links was provided separately, which were joined at the time of meeting. Then everybody knows the havoc of background noises and cross conversations. We have seen in every webinar, every webcast which has gone live. So there has to be a discipline that has to be in place, that who will keep the audio off, whether the control of audio or the video will be given to the moderator, or the director will keep the link. These are very important small aspects, but very crucial for the AGM. One more important aspect is backup systems. For example, for chairman, for company secretary, for other directors, who whatever is possible, keep a backup laptop you never know what happens with the laptop, with what happens with the hardware. Always ensure that there is a power connection always in place for the company secretary as well as the chairman, most importantly. Plus, internet connectivity in India is pathetic, to say so, that there are many troubles. So you request your service provider to relay the streaming of the entire live event at a wavelength or at a broadcasting speed which is matching with the users, not that they are streaming at a higher level and the shareholders are receiving at a lower bandwidth. It will always have bufferings. It will always create problems for the video or the audio that are visible. Then there is another point, that how shareholders will participate. As I'm not going in elaborately on how the participation of the shareholders can be given, but according to me, this is very important aspect, because this is the meeting for the investors. This is the investor meeting for the shareholders. We should ensure, like for example, what we decided is we will give the pre-registration option to the shareholder, as well as they can send the emails at least 48 hours advance, or we have provided the communication box. So we have provided 3 facilities to the investors to participate in the AGM, and we have tested, in fact, every speaker who had registered. We have checked their site verification, and it has been done independently by a third party. We have not interacted during the entire time with the shareholder. It's the third party who checked whether the shareholder will be available on audio or video. Sometimes it used to happen, that on the date of AGM, for example, one of the speaker shareholders said, I am not ready to be on the video, so I only want to be on an audio. So we switched that completely, and then she was available on audio, because she said she is not ready to come on video. You can't do anything if that is the case. Then, as Mr. Narasimhan said, you prepare all possible set of question and answers, and you distribute among the directors, either the audit committee chairman or the executive director, at least for the part which has been received through emails. What we did is we allowed all the speakers to speak first. Then we took the email answers to the email, and then in between we got certain time to collate those question and answers, and then those question and answers were given along with the questions that were asked on the chat box. Last but not the least, I think practice is the key. You have to ensure that entire event flow is orchestrated, and keep the flow of keep the flow as it is. Don't change it. Whatever has been done during the time of during the time of rehearsal, please follow exactly the same manner. Please ensure before the AGM the switching of camera views, toggling the video conferencing controls during question answer segment. Then please ensure that you have at least 3 dry runs. You involve your volunteers who are employees of the company. You ask NSDL to create a separate test link. You even go and vote when during the dry runs, and see how the results are coming, what kind of reports are created, so that on the date of AGM there are no surprises. Then last but not the least, as Mr. Narasimhan said, it is very important that what to write in the minutes, as well as what and align it with the video recording is. Like for example, we struggled a lot, like to pick and choose what to write and what not, but we ended up including in the minutes every question that was answered at the AGM. So these are a few things. Besides all forms are required to be filed, but we are struggling to find that form so far. Maybe ROC will be because MJT 14 is not the right form I found as far as filing of all resolutions of the annual general meeting are concerned. With this, I would like to close and hand it over to Mr. Narasimhan for further comments on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for very detailed and expensive presentation and sharing your ideas. Definitely participants would going to benefit from that.